Welcome to our presentation for a research proposal. We are interested in studying the spending and saving habits of undergraduate students on food. For our research experiment, we chose to study the relationship between the spending and saving habits of students with their food. Without a doubt, many undergraduate students face financial struggle. May it be due to lack of time to work, or they might already be taking out student loans. However, us students like to eat. There has to be something in us to fuel all our hours of studying. In a school like UBC with thousands of students, many come from different economic statuses, and this may result in different spending habits. We found these two peer-reviewed articles studied similar ideas to what we are interested in: Financial Attitudes and Spending Habits of University Freshmen by Cummins, Haskell, and Jenkins, and a study on saving and spending habits of college students with reference to Coimbatore City by Javita and Pereira. However, both of them show gaps of knowledge, as one study doesn't focus spending habits just on food, and it exclusively focuses on freshmen. The other study had participants from a specific city in India, and we assume that the culture there from here in Vancouver has a lot of differences. Thus, their findings are not generalizable to our population of interest, which are the undergraduate students in our class. This then points to our research question, which is: how does the amount of money given to undergraduate students to spend on food affect their spending and saving habits? Our hypothesis is that students will have a better spending to saving ratio on a lower budget compared to those students given a higher budget. Our independent variable is how much money the participant is given to spend on food for an entire week. To operationalize our independent variable, the control group is given $80 and the experimental is given $160. $65 is the average amount of money spent by college students on food per week, based on the 2017 USDA statistics. However, we have increased the budget slightly because we want to give our participants an allowance of savings to make this more realistic. Our dependent variable is the amount of money saved after a week's worth of spending. To operationalize the dependent variable, we will be seeking the ratio of spending to saving for each student by calculating the percentages. For example, if a student from the control condition spends $60 and they save $20, the spending to saving ratio would be calculated to come out as 75% for spending and 25% for saving, which would be a 3-to-1 ratio. Thus, regardless of what condition the participant is in, the dependent variable will be measured the same. After this calculation process for all the participants, we will find the averages for both conditions and compare. The materials needed for this study are our participants, which will be randomly assigned to us from our Psychology 217 class, which is a survey software that will be used to conduct our study, and our menus, which we will be making ourselves. The food we will include in our menus will all be from the UBC Vancouver campus at different price points with similar dishes. Our participants will be instructed to assume that if they have a dietary restriction, items in each dish can be substituted to fit their liking. As well, UBC card discounts, flex dollars, and taxes won't be included in our calculations. And of course, we will tell our participants that whatever money they do not spend for the week will be saved. This is an example of what a menu for one day may look like. As you can see, 10 options are listed, and the participants can check off the meals or snacks they want for that day. While they do that, their total amount of money on the bottom right corner of the menu will decrease. That way, they can keep track of their budget and plan ahead for the rest of the week as they go along. The menu items will be listed in a random order so that the prices are not listed as neither decreasing or increasing. To ensure that both the experimental control groups are as similar as possible except for the independent variable, we will be including several controls. In both groups, we will be providing participants with a standardized food menu for an entire week from which they must choose at least one food item for each subcategory in a day. Like previously mentioned, the food items provided on the menu will be compiled from a list of UBC's Vancouver campus different food chains. We know that participants will have different food restrictions, so to combat that, we will ask each participant to assume that every food item on the menu can be customizable to their needs. Also, the UBC card discounts dollars and taxes won't be included. Both groups will also be told that they will be able to keep whatever money is left over after a week's worth of spending. For our data analysis plan, we will be calculating the ratio for each participant's spending to saving results. After calculating the averages in each condition, we will compare the averages between both the experimental and control condition. We will also be considering any outliers to determine why their answers differ so much from the rest of the condition that they are in. We predict that students in the control condition will save more in proportion to those in the experimental condition because of the more restrictive amount of money that they are given. Those in the experimental condition might feel like that their high budget gives them more liberation in choosing. The results of our study will have many implications. The implications we have considered are how budget planning for undergrad students works, how future research may be conducted to seek the relationship between undergrad income and spending and their academic achievement, and also if our results can be used for consideration for setting price points for campus food. Thank you for watching.